I know this is about to be a very controversial video, but that's fine. I think my opinion is going to be shared amongst the majority of the wrestling community out there when I say that NXT is now way bigger, better, and it feels more important than Raw or SmackDown. And that's freaking crazy. NXT is a developmental brand. It is a brand people go on to learn the wrestling style, to learn how to do in-ring work, to learn how to do promos. But for some reason, the stories out of NXT, the feeling of NXT, the importance of NXT, the matches, the crossover between like these AEW stars, and now we have NXT and TNA, that whole partnership, and we're getting crossover from the TNA stars coming in, Obafemi going to TNA. It's like, it just feels way more important, and I can't help but have more interest towards what's going on in NXT now versus Raw or SmackDown. Let's just break down a couple things. This is real. Like, what? Jeff Hardy, Matt Hardy, the Hardy Boys, legendary tag team. Like, these guys have been around for 25 years, like insane. They're currently signed to TNA. They're going up against some NXT jobbers. I have no idea who these guys are. Freaking jobbers to the stars. But you know what? They feel important because they're going up against the freaking Hardys, who are now the TNA World Tag Team Champions. The fact that this is possible, this crossover, and they're giving this to NXT, this just feels so insane. If they did this on Raw, if they had Jeff Hardy and Matt Hardy, the freaking Hardy Boys, this guy is a freaking world champion. This guy held the ECW title, which I know is recognized by the company as a world title. So I guess you can say they're both ex-WWE champions in some sense. WWE, and I think World Heavyweight as well. So he's won the WWE and World Heavyweight. He's won the ECW. Either way, world champions. If you brought these guys in and just plugged them into Raw, holding the TNA tag champions, and just right away having a feud with just any tag team, I don't freaking care. New Day, whatever. That would feel way more important than whatever Pretty Deadly's doing, than whatever the freaking New Day or the Viking Raiders, the War Raiders, all that dumb shit on Raw and SmackDown. Freaking insignificant. I feel nothing towards it. This feels just way more bigger, way more important, and I'm way more excited to see this than whatever that. Why are they giving all this good stuff to NXT, but not plugging some of these stars into freaking Raw and SmackDown? I don't even understand. The fact that this is a thing is absolutely freaking nuts. So current NXT champion Obafemi, former TNA World Heavyweight champion and current X Division champion Moose. The fact that these two people are in the ring, like nuts, mind freaking blown. Imagine this guy showing up on Raw or SmackDown with this champion and going straight towards Braun Breaker and just giving him the same heat that he gave Obafemi. Or if this guy showed up on SmackDown and gave this heat, this attention, all to freaking Shinsuke or LA Knight or whatever. That feud, that makeup, that match, all of that would feel just way more important. And it will be way more interesting because we have a crossover of a legit TNA star coming over to WWE and facing one of our main guys, one of our important guys. And that feud just feels like something that is way more interesting on freaking NXT between these two than whatever is going on Raw with Cody or whatever. Freaking Seth on Raw, stupid Gunther and Jay. I don't give a shit. I don't freaking care. How is NXT cooking more than the main roster? This guy came in, and this is week 2 now. First week, hype. They hid the name. We didn't know what his name was. Ricky Starks coming over from AEW. What is he going to be in WWE? He's going to have the same name. The whole reveal of his name being Ricky Saints, signing the contract, and him for the second week in a row mentioning that this is the revolution. He's bringing the revolution to NXT. Do you know how big that sounds? Like, imagine someone coming in. First week, second week in the company, the revolution is here. We're going to make this the best of all time. And he's bringing the heat. He's bringing the interest. Zero people on the main rosters bring in any level of heat or interest like that. Raw, dead. SmackDown, dead. All I care about on SmackDown, legitimately and honestly, freaking Jacob Fatu. That's all I care about. Randy Orton coming back. Like, I don't give a shit about nothing else on SmackDown. It is insignificant. I don't care about Tiffany and Charlotte. I don't give a shit about Shinsuke Nakamura, dead on arrival. I don't even care about Chelsea Green that much. I'm a big fan of Chelsea, but in terms of the work and her feud with freaking Michin, dead. I don't care to see it. It's like, all I care about is freaking Jacob. And like, that's kind of it. Randy returning, wins in return. I don't even know. Then we have on Raw now, Jay and Gunther, hopefully that does build up, and I care about that right now. I don't give a shit. I don't care. Seen it already. This is going to be match number 4 at WrestleMania. Saw it 3 previous times. Didn't care to see it the first time, but we're going to get it again at WrestleMania. Potentially night 1 main event. 0 people care. Do not care. The only thing on Raw that I give any level of any interest or whatever towards, I can't even think. Like, I don't even know. Like, what is important on Raw? Like nothing, absolutely nothing, like 0. Don't care about Braun Breaker because he doesn't show up and wrestle. Don't care about Gunther because he's boring. He's an okay promo when he's ready, but he's rarely ever ready. Promos are basic and just mundane. Jey Uso is a word and he can sometimes get intense, but he doesn't do it enough for it to stick and be a weekly occurrence. What is going on? War Raiders tag titles? I don't care. Like what? Like what are we doing? Lyra Valkyria dead. Don't care. What are we doing on Raw? Literally, there's nothing on Raw. You took off Chad Gable. He's now on SmackDown, and the chase of him going after the Intercontinental title, he can't do it because the Intercontinental title is on Raw. The guy, Chad Gable, is on SmackDown, so he's not chasing that. He's not really doing anything besides just like jobbing his life away over there. I guess the only thing on Raw that I can think of that I have any interest at all towards to think about is like Penta's matches. Like, that's kind of it. Like Penta, Cero Miedo, that's it. Like everything else is just dead. But in NXT, you have freaking Ricky Saints coming in. This is the revolution. We have Obafemi. We have like this shit. Obafemi, current NXT champion, pretty decent promo, really good in the ring, just tall, intimidating, big freaking dude against another big, tall, intimidating champion from a completely other company that TNA and NXT, they're having this partnership to where they can do these crossovers. Like, this is a thing. Like, these two are in the ring. Fucking legend. Freaking good. He's a legend in the making. And then, like, just come on. Like, are you drunk? Like, this is crazy. I know they're not what they were, but they can still go. And just, like, seeing the Hardy Boys back in WWE, like, exciting. I'm ready for this. And finally, I can't even lie, I actually give a shit about what the women are doing in NXT. Like, honestly, I don't really care much at all for women's wrestling because it's, for the most part, boring, dead, uninteresting. There's never really any storylines where they sink their teeth in. Just don't care about it. 0 care, 0 interest. For some reason, they've made me care. They've made me give a shit. I care about Stephanie. I care about freaking Jordan Grace. Not a big fan, but there's a lot of great women on the roster, like Sol Ruka. You have Kalani Jordan, you have Lash Legend. Like, these women, I don't know, like they're different. Like, they make me care, they make me give a shit. But we have this on NXT. Like, I feel like if you take all of these women, literally just like take all the women on Raw versus like all the women on NXT and just like swap it. Put all the NXT women on Raw, all the Raw women on NXT, even Rhea Ripley, I don't care. And it's just going to feel way more important on Raw. Like, I freaking guarantee it. Rhea's a star. She's really big, but literally she's done nothing since winning her title back, like 0. I don't care about anything she has to say. Like, she doesn't feel right now compared to what she did before, pre-injury, like her having the title and having that almost, 400-day reign doesn't feel the same. Raquel Rodriguez, I don't care. Liv Morgan is fine, but since losing the title, she's like lost all the steam. I don't give a shit. Don't care about Bianca Belair. Don't care about Naomi. Don't care about their tag match. Like, I don't care about anything. Literally 0 when it comes to the women's division on Raw. Like, nothing, but I care about the women's division on NXT. If you just swap the division, put all these women on Raw and then all the Raw women over here, because they apparently obviously have to relearn how to do this stuff, because these guys who are rookies on paper who are still learning are outperforming them and outclassing them by a lot. Like, by a lot. I think when it comes to wrestling, one thing that people continue to miss, I guess the promoters specifically, are the people who are actually part of creative. You need to make me care. You need to make me give a shit. I need to care about what I'm looking at. I don't care what you think. I don't care whatever. I, as a viewer, as a fan, I need to give a shit. And NXT, this guy, the women's division, just the titles, the crossover from TNA, all that wrapped up into a great present has made me give a shit about what's in that box. Raw and SmackDown needs that very same treatment because right now it is dead. It is so dead. My interest is 0. Dead. Like dead, bro. NXT, though, I actually want to watch. I actually want to tune in. I literally want to tune in next week to see what happens. So hopefully Raw, hopefully SmackDown, hopefully Triple H takes a page out of Shawn Michaels' book, because Shawn Michaels actually like cooking. So quick video, guys. Hope you enjoy it. Like, share, comment down below, and I'll see you next time. Cero miedo. Bye-bye.